when you go on a pitch as a team, you're meant to stick together through thick and through thin. Even if you feel like your players handled the situation wrongly, you're still meant to stand by him. His team made it look like he's fighting this battle on his own, and I can imagine how lonely he felt at that specific time.
First of all, there's the issue of the abuse that he suffered, and how that makes a player feel in that instance. Because I think, Shaun, you've been there where it has been a crowd who've been in, and you've been in that position. It's hard, I feel like, for each person's feeling, as emotional and as strong and as powerful they may feel about it. Everyone's going to react differently, and my reaction when it happened to me was total shock. Couldn't really believe it, but then at the same time, the option of walking off the pitch wasn't available, or wasn't something that people would have done. But so you were at the Bernabeu? Yes,
correct. In the friendly against Spain. It was all quite overwhelming, to be honest with you. But back then, it was just newspapers. It came out one day, and then in a way, it was kind of forgotten about. I seem to somehow now, as retiring, speak about it a lot more than around the actual event.
And obviously, in this instance in Porto, it looks as though Marega is being held back from going off the pitch by his teammates. Would you have felt in that circumstance, like you said, it was in a slightly different environment, would you have felt that walking off the pitch would have been an option? Would your teammates, for example, have backed you, do you think?
I'd like to think so. I think, like Carlton will tell you himself, but when you go on a pitch as a team, you're meant to stick together through thick and through thin. Even if you feel like your players handled the situation wrongly, you're still meant to stand by him and then cross the bridges after in the change room as a team amongst you all. But I feel like his team made it look like he's fighting this battle on his own, and I can imagine how lonely he felt at that specific time.
Yeah, how did you feel watching him when it looked as though he was being stopped from leaving the pitch?
Well, I had mixed feelings. Obviously, I can see where his teammates are coming from. It's one of those ones where they was winning the game, and there was like trying and say, listen, we'll get through this part and then we'll deal with it afterwards. That just shows you how passionate he felt about that situation. Do you know what I mean? So for him to be saying, I'm going to come off the field, we're winning the game, I've just scored the winning goal, he should be feeling really good about himself. But obviously he doesn't, because he's heard something in the crowd, and he's heard maybe a few punters giving it the big one. Sometimes they have to be on the same page. I don't think they was all on the same page. He knew what he was going through, so he wanted the backup from his teammates, and he didn't receive that.